starting off the second of our 12-hour streams with Jeskai Control. It's blue-white control, but we have red for Harnessed Lightning, Abrade, and Magma Spray, instead of Seal Away as your cheap interaction. And then Hour of Devastation as your sweeper. A lot of people are moving towards Planeswalkers to try and fight blue-white control. And Hour of Devastation, unlike Fumigate, does not care about Planeswalkers, which is pretty exciting. Alright, we'll be going first. We will be mulliganing. I mean, I need to hit my land drops, right? And I don't want to go to 5. This hand is basically awful, though. We need white sources at some point, but we'll draw into them. We don't even have any white cards in hand. So happily bottoming that Inspiring Vantage. Was this blue-white control, maybe, from our opponent? Seems likely. Yep, cool. Playing against blue-white control. So these games are going to be a grind, most likely. Or someone will slam Teferi and win on the spot. Yep. Cycling those cast outs, hitting those land drops. Not gonna lie, this one's probably pretty tough pre-board. Especially if we draw lots of this stuff. Also, our opponent could always just miss land drops for us. That would make things easier. Ooh, we found our planes. That is great. Don't know how aggressively I want to crack this Field of Ruin. It's like, I don't want to expose myself to a search for a Scanter, but I do want access to a planes, I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, Control Mirrors, perfect way to start the day, right? Oh my gosh. Yep. Opponent actually starting to miss land drops now. Because we might end up wanting white mana at some point soon, was my thinking. But maybe it's fine to just wait for search first. It's kind of awkward. It's like, a bit of me wants to spend a syncopate on that when they're missing land drops, but countering the card draw generally feels wrong. At least pre-board. So because we've spent the Field of Ruin, we probably have to counter that, which really sucks. Yeah, the Hour of Devastations are definitely better than the Fumigates, for sure. I don't know how much of a difference that will make, but I don't know how many counter spells we have compared to our opponent. Because we've essentially 7 counter spells in our deck, which is probably about the same as what they have. I'm getting nervous of like a Gearhulk. They have 3 hieroglyphic illuminations. It's possible they play Gearhulks. That's kind of fine though. We've got like scatters and abrades. And deal with Gearhulks quite easily for the time being. Cast out. Do I want to cycle that? It does answer to Fairy or a search. I think I'm going to hold that for now. I'm not missing. I'm going to miss my land drop, but I've already hit like more lands than my opponent. I think that's fine. Don't see any way to any reason to throw away this cast out quite yet. Gearhulk. Hey there, Hug. Okay. I guess that's just a divination, right? Guess we can just abrade the Hulk. So 6 mana divination I'm kind of okay with. We have cast out for that. I'm a bit scared of them countering the cast out though. Search is terrifying. So they have 7 mana, so we can't actually syncopate, so I guess that resolves. So if I was to cast out on my turn, can I do it with syncopate back up? I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, no, nowhere close. Oh yeah, no, it costs 3 mana to disallow, right? So they'd only have 4 mana up, so I'd only have to syncopate for 5. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can syncopate back up if I cast that on my turn. The problem is I then leave myself dead to a Teferi, which is not great. I think if I try and answer the search, I'm going to leave myself dead to a Teferi anyway, though. I have no idea what to do here. I guess if they fight over this, like I also have outs to, I can draw another cast out, or I can draw a Teferi of my own, and like either of those kind of play. Wow, just letting us take it. Okay, interesting. Their hand must be... Right, I'm gonna syncopate this, because I really don't want them getting the cast out, the search back. So they have 3 mana, so I need to do it for this. X equals 4, right? Yeah, disallow is a very good draw, for sure, Heather. Yeah, just syncopate the commit. Hopefully they don't have disallow back up here. So weird. They're not slamming Teferis yet. Good draw. I guess we've answered both searches. It's not actually that good a draw, but it's fine, I guess. Really want to draw to Teferi. Nope. Fight with lands. Yeah, there is a lot of hitting land drops going on, for sure. I miss the creature lands. The creature lands are so great. That's a good one. I kind of just want to do this now. I think it might be Ace. I haven't actually seen it in that decklist dump. I just know Lowry sent it to me for me to play it. I don't fight over this, right? I just need to disallow to like deal with Teferis. Yeah, it's kind of sad. The Glimmer would have been amazing, but I think I just have to hold on to this disallow. Oh my god, Hug. Don't even start. Oh my god. That answers the Teferi. That's good. I mean, they might just have a bunch of COAs in hand, Galberg. Like, it's possible they're just drawing the bad half of their deck in this situation. I'm probably going to see them discard a Settle the Wreckage or a COA here. Or a Fumigate. Same difference. I can just cast this now. Field of Ruin this in a moment. If the search resolves. Am I gonna fight over this? I might fight over this. It's kind of tough. They have like 3 Field of Ruins in their deck. I almost just like want to let this resolve. Yeah, I don't think this is the fight we're picking, sadly. I'm really close to being the fight we're picking, but I'm gonna keep hold of this cast out because it answers a Teferi. And like, the game could realistically go to decking here, so just having answers for every threat they play seems decent. Hey, Sarah. Sure. Burning through those disallows. Go through 2 of them now. Oh, jeez. I guess I'm just doing this thing. I didn't even know that was happening today, Sarah. I'm like so out of touch with all that. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of, them tucking the cast out. That's terrifying. They get the search back and then they just Field of Ruin our Field of Ruin. I almost wonder whether I was meant to hold this in hand to like play around something like this occurring. There might be an argument for that. It's like the final Field of Ruin on our deck, right? Also, I should totally have done that cast out on their end of turn, because now if they have a second Teferi, they can cast it here. Okay, that's a relief. The disallow kind of answers the Azcanta. Kind of. Because we can disallow their Field of Ruin activation. I'm not sure if we even want to do that though. Yeah, we can disallow their field. Then they just don't flip the search. And they get to use it as like a scry every turn. I'm gonna do the maths on like decking them. So they have 1 disallow left. Probably 2 Teferis and a Gearhulk. The Gearhulk's easy to answer. This answers a Teferi. Or like one of those 4 cards. We'd need to draw really well to actually deck them is the problem. But I'm not sure we're winning the game by spending a disallow on this. This is really tough. I'm unsure what I'm meant to do here. I think either line we're like fairly unlikely to win, but I think just trying to run them out of win conditions and deck them is probably our best chance at winning this. Considering like how their deck looks at this point. So I'm just gonna do this. Like, I could disallow that trigger, but they'd still be, like, getting through all their spells, admittedly at half the rate, but at half the rate they're going to get once the Azcanta's flipped. Thanks for the subscription, Nathan. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the continued support. Everyone spread some hearts in chat to celebrate Nathan returning for another month. Yeah, 9 whole months. It's like so many. This is a thing. Is this what they found off? They found it off Azcanta. I probably have to counter this, right? I can't let them have a Teferi back. That's a sub, baby. Oh my god. Harnessed lightning does not do much. Right, we need them not to have a Teferi for a little while longer. Well, this gets tricky. Or a cast out. Okay. I mean, if they had 2 cast outs in their top 5 cards, it's not like we're beating that with killing their Azcanta anyway, right? What's a sub-info command? Phil, I've not seen that before. Oh, is the low latency working? I didn't know how to turn it on, so I wasn't sure. That is good news though. We still aren't actually out of this game. We've got 3 Teferis left in our deck that tuck my opponent's Teferi. We have, I think, 1 cast out left, and we burnt through all their hard counters that we know of. So if we draw very well, we still have a chance, but it's going to be tough. Yeah, that's a Gearhulk. That is fine. We are able to answer a Gearhulk. I'm going to let this resolve before killing the Gearhulk. Because if they want to like protect their Gearhulk, I'm pretty okay with that. Oh, cool. I didn't aware that, wasn't aware that's a real command. That's really awesome. Alright, we've got 2 turns now to draw an answer to this Teferi. Otherwise we are going to die horribly. I mean, that buys us a bit of time. It means the Teferi can't ultimate actually, right? It means this Teferi can never ultimate. This is how I think that works. And if the Teferi can't ultimate, I think that means we win. Yeah, the suspicion Heather was right that the Hour of Devastations are going to make the difference. Yeah, if they try and go for Teferi ult, they're going to deck before they get there. Okay. I don't know what the maths is on the second Teferi though. So this puts them at 5 cards, and it goes up to 5 loyalty. 6 will be 3 cards, 7 will be 1 card. Yeah, they never get a Teferi ult. So I think we're going to win this. It depends on like the exact composition of their deck, but I would be surprised if we don't win this. They never deck themselves, but then we get to ult our Teferi and deck them with it. Is the theory. Oh my god. I think I want to hold on to this is the problem. Yeah, I'm down on clock. Being down on clock is... Wait, I'm barely down on clock. Okay. So this answers A Teferi. They have 2 left in their deck. I think I want to keep hold of this rather than cycle it, but I'm not 100% on that. Yeah, they never deck themselves, but we get to ult our Teferi, supposedly, and then we never deck ourselves, and they lose all their permanents to our Teferi ult. So I don't know if this is correct. They probably have 1 more Teferi in the deck. This does put us in a position where, like, we can reasonably just answer all their Teferis as well to deck them. Normally I'm in the red when they have 15 minutes left. This is true. This is true. Yep, new rivulets. Not actually scary here, but it is looming. Alright, they have 2 cards left in deck. If they only have the 2 Teferis in their deck, that would be really surprising. Cool. Just gonna draw cards here. I can hold this. Maybe end up cycling it. If they try and answer a Teferi, maybe. I suspect they're dead though. That's the final one. How many disallows do we have left in our deck? Incidentally, we still have a disallow left. So I guess I should cycle this. I'm a bit nervous about them having more rivulets stored in hand is my fear. But hey. I think we're through all our cast outs. 1, 2... Oh no, we still have 2 cast outs as well. Just keep plussing. Unclear as to whether I want to cast that Glimmer. Awesome. We now have an answer to their Teferi, so they're going to end up decking. Discard the spray, I guess. Hey there, Kansas. Oh my god, we actually won game 1 of a control mirror. I'm so hype. This is great. That was kind of a sick game. Alright, so we get to bring in these negates. This Chandra. These Gearhawks. Maybe these Whirlers. I'm a bit unsure on these. They could be fine though. Maybe the Scatter. Yeah, I don't know how we won that game, but kind of hype about it. Right, cut these sprays, cut these harnessed lightnings for sure. For these negates and this Chandra. Kind of unsure on whether I even want the Whirlers or Gearhawks. Like, a bit of me just likes the idea of, like, boarding in a Scatter and then not giving them targets for their Essence Scatters in their deck. Our win condition is Teferi. Teferi is the only win condition you need. Nah, you only need Teferi. Teferi's great. I wonder if I want the Gearhawks. I kind of want the Gearhawks. It's like I don't want to give my opponent targets for their Essence Scatters, is the problem. But, they might still be good. Like, our Syncopates aren't the best. They're, like, fine. But they're kind of worse than the Negates. We can do something like this, maybe. We still have a Braids to deal with the Gearhawks too. This is probably fine. I need a Ketra, but I'm stubborn and I won't test it. I mean, one of those statements is true. This hand is suspect. I think I'm actually gonna mulligan this. This is better. Just like has land drops, you know. I'm gonna bottom this one though. I don't really want a third Aether hub. Yeah, I'm unsure on Pull From Tomorrow. I kind of like it as a one-off. I'm not as keen on the lists that are running like free copies of it though. Yeah, Locust God could be fine. I could see that being a reasonable card. It's not as good against these like blue-white lists, but it's pretty good against like mid-range decks. I just feel like mid-range decks are what you beat up on already, which makes cards like that a bit less appealing. This is gross. Maybe this is why we have to board in Whirler Virtuoso, so we don't die to night tokens. I can see that being the case. If our opponent's boarding in 4 History of Benadia, then like boarding in Whirler Virtuosos actually sounds great because they just trump histories. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that for game 3. Chat is full of fun card advocators. I know, right? Uh-huh. So they're gonna put us to 10 this turn. And then we have to hope they don't have a counterspell in hand for this Hour of Devastation. Maybe I'm just meant to board out the Hour of Devastations. I figured they were like a way to answer Teferi, but they're not exactly a good way to do that. 5 mana sorcery speed spell. Well, I'm gonna do this first. Just because it can get a counterspell out of the way. And we really need this hour to resolve. Interesting. I could wait on this a turn and cast a fairy this turn. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this and then concede when it gets countered. At least we can't actually concede because we have another one of these in the deck that we could draw, but we're conceding in spirit. Mm-hmm. Cool. So, I need to bring in Whirlers, because Whirlers sound amazing against History of Benalia. Conceded to spirit. Oh my god. Conceded in spirit. I have conceded in spirit a lot of times, you're not wrong. I also think I might want these Syncopates. Just because they counter history really well. They're just like more counters for history. Like Trim a Scatter, Trim and a Braid, and I almost just want to trim a Cast out. It answers to Fairy, which is relevant. It's not a terribly good card though. I feel like I would like to have one answer in my deck to an opposing Gearhawk. Yes, I could have cast out. I'm not in love with that, but this seems fine to me. It's really tricky. The Search for Canters are like either the best or worst card in this matchup. Whenever they get hit by a Field of Ruin, you're so heartbroken. And whenever they don't, you just win the game. Case in point. Let's see which of those scenarios this will be. Search on the play is kind of stupid. Just like no opportunity to counter it. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh my god. I will not put Disallow in my graveyard, I'll say that much. they're considering whether to slam a history or not. Or maybe they have a disenchant for the search and they want to like main phase it to stop us getting our scry. I do want to hit my land drops. I also kind of want to get this flipped. We have a shot at hitting a land anyway, even if we put this in the yard. Field of Ruin, okay, that's a problem. We can disallow that, so we do have an answer. Again, I think I'm gonna dump lands until I start missing them, just to like try and encourage search to flip in a timely manner. God, their search is gonna flip before us. They already have 4 cards in their yard. We can't put that in the yard because we want to hit land drops. I think I'm going to cast the Chandra here. It's probably just going to eat a counter spell and then we're just going to say go. But I think that's fine. You can see an argument for negating there, but then we just lose to a Teferi, so it's not ideal. Oh my god. Even invoke the Divine as well. We have to counter this, right? Like, if we don't counter this, we just have nothing. And if we do counter this, we lose on the spot to Teferi. What's the chance we can even, like, get search going, though? We only have... Negate would be the 4th card in the yard. We have to, like, disallow their Field of Ruin to even protect it. This is so tough. Hey there, Kendra. I don't actually know what I meant to do here. I feel like either Lion is a losing line, honestly. Just because their search is going to get going next turn and we don't have an answer to that. Like, we have to draw a Field of Ruin this turn, basically. It's like really awkward that Agia Hulk has nothing to flashback either. Yeah, okay, we have to counter this. It's kind of good, it gets a disallow in our yard for our Gearhulk at least. So maybe we can get something going with the Gearhulk. I mean, that is also a thing I have to counter. 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I disallow this, I can go Gearhulk with negate backup potentially next turn. If I hit an untapped land. It means my counterspell can't hit an opposing Gearhulk, but they've already been through one. And I kind of like the idea of being able to protect this Gearhulk. Since we kind of have to kill my opponent, since they have this Escanter on the field. I'm just going to disallow this activation. I think we just want to get the Gearhulk on the board proactively. Rather than just like letting them sit on their Escanter and draw cards forever. Please no counterspell. They don't have a counterspell here. Nope. Okay, they get to tuck the Gearhulk now. This is our first match. We're not quite crushing it. We are being reminded of how good blue-white is, so there's that. How are you doing today, Kendra? Yeah, this game's over. We can't do that post-board, Phil, because they have History of Benalia in their deck. They can actually kill us in a timely manner. Like, the post-board games are very different to the pre-board games. Because of history. That's kind of a sad loss. Is there some kind of burn spell we could play to hit Planeswalkers? Not that I can think of. The only thing is like Lightning Strike, but that doesn't really deal with Planeswalkers very well. I think so, Hug, yeah. I think Teferi is likely up there. What do I think of Nezahal? I think Nezahal's a fine card, but it doesn't beat an onboard Teferi. They just tuck away the Nezahal every few turns. Yeah, that was game 3. We got murdered in game 2. It was so quick. This sounds decent, right? We have a couple cancels on the play. Into a Teferi. Yeah, it is like, still reasonably early here, Kendra, but not as early as it is on your end. What? Okay. Wild. I'm just gonna hold up my cancel here rather than land my search. This is such an embarrassing thing to spend a disallow on, but I kind of just want to keep the board clear. Oh my god. I wish I had Fumigates in my deck right now. That would be amazing. I think this is the turn I want to land Search, because I can still hold up Syncopate, which is like kind of something. Oh my god, I'm so excited for SCG Con. SCG Con's gonna be great. Alright, we take 2 here. Yes, they cast a 4-drop. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I was like, if they cast a 3-drop, I'm gonna be heartbroken. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering that too, Hug. Like, Hour of Devastation is nice and all, but Hour doesn't even kill Khan, right? Khan just ticks up to 6, and then you don't get to kill him. I'm really excited to meet in person too, Kendra. It's gonna be amazing. Am I just meant to tuck this, or plus to Fairy? It's not obvious to me. I mean, they played at main phase to play around counters, right? We didn't have disallow up at the time. Kind of makes sense, but obviously didn't work out. I think I kind of just want to plus. If I minus though, and they play like a standalone threat, I can commit it. Ah, sure, whatever. Flame Tongue to Fairy. That is something we can commit, which is good news. We can go commit, untap 2 lands, hold up disallow. This also does the job. I guess I'm keeping that. As much as I want to flip as Canter. So we cast the cast out. Eats the slime foot. Blossoming Defense, no! God damn it. I guess Teferi's not long for this world, huh? Feels kind of rough. Only having 2 sweepers in your deck, you can't like play your game towards them. You just have to hope you draw them, but you have to sit here like basically being a bad blue-black deck, like just casting spot removal and everything. This is kind of tough. I want to like flip search, I also want to hit my lands. Okay, hit my land anyway. So we have 6 mana. This is reasonably obnoxious. I could just cast Teferi and plus. They get to attack Teferi down to 2. But like, Teferi helps us keep hitting our land drops when we have search in play. Yeah, I think I'm just going to cast Teferi and plus. If they have a Spore Swarm, it's brutal, but otherwise I think this works out. Okay. I just assumed they were holding up the activation on this, but hey. Looks like we're losing our Teferi for no good reason. I guess if I didn't cast Teferi, they would have just activated this and we wouldn't get to counter anything anyway. I have to counter that. Otherwise, their team is so much scarier. mean, this lets us flip search, which seems good. We can try and find an Hour of Devastation. Do I activate this now? I guess not. I guess I just play this and pass the turn. Since I can't commit and activate this in the same turn anyway, you can just like get the search on board. Oh, they have a Field of Ruin in play, but now we have new search, so we can just like flip the new one anyway if they go to field this. So this actually works out okay, I think. We're just like digging for an Hour of Devastation. I guess we take the Abrade to kill Slimefoot. Or a Lord if they have one. Fungal plots. Okay. I'm just gonna get this idiot off the board and take 3 from the saplings. The new job is so hype, Kendra. I'm really excited for you about that. I kind of want to keep this disallow. And then transform search. And I'm just going to activate search here, I think, main phase. Ooh. I can get an Essence Scatter. I'm gonna make so many tokens. I do need to find an Hour of Devastation in the next few turns. I actually just really hate how this deck doesn't just have a pile of Fumigates and settle the wreckages. I think this is just a much worse deck than blue-white by the feel of things, but like, if this was happening against blue-white, it wouldn't matter, because you have so many sweepers. Anyway, we're gonna take the scatter. I could take the glimmer. The glimmer helps me find an Hour of Devastation, I guess. I guess I've got a disallow to counter a creature anyway. Maybe you're right, maybe I'm just meant to take the glimmer. You're right about that, for sure. I figured like this is going to dig through my deck pretty well on its own, was my thinking, but I just want to spend the commit because it's so expensive. Obviously commit can get rid of a permanent from play, but keep hold of like my cheap spells, since they answer everything anyway. Okay. This is not the best tapping in the world, but hey. Ooh, okay, we found a good card. It's really awkward against fungal plots, right? But it's fine. Oh my god, why would someone not search their collection by Wooburg? That's so weird. This is like actually a nightmare. They can just exile things on their end of turn. Maybe I needed to save the commit for this. Maybe I think I have to find a cast out for this before I can hour. Right? I have to find the cast out first. Which is fine. Like we still have a couple turns. But I think I have to cast out this before I can hour. Otherwise I'm never gonna actually clear the board. Because they're just always gonna have that up to activate in our end step. So how much mana do I have, including the activation? I'd have 5. So I can't cast out and disallow this turn anyway. So I'm probably just going to let them untap here. And then try and do things in their end step. Okay, that one I can kill. With a magma spray here. Obviously they could have a pile of blossoming defenses, but and I think I'm just going to take 5 here. And we can activate Escanter on end step and just try and find a cast out. Awesome. Teferi's also really good. But I think I just want to get rid of this fungal plots right now. We'll find Teferi later. Alright, once this is off the table, it makes our life a lot easier. If they want to sack these to draw cards, it means we don't have to use the Hour of Devastation too. So it puts them in like a tough position. Like how many saplings are they going to leave in play? I'll leave 2, so we can just harness lightning one and let the other one ping away at us. That sounds kind of fine to me. I guess I can let them untap and figure it out on their turn. There's like no need to do anything now. Not having it in Wooburg is just so upsetting, Kendra. I think I let this resolve, and then I can Hour of Devastation next turn. That seems fine to me. Question mark. Just let the sap herd in. Oh god, Field of Ruin. We have to get ready to disallow the Field of Ruin trigger. So we're gonna go to 3 here, but that's fine. We've got like lots of stuff going on. What's the reasoning for having their system not be Wooburg? Out of interest. Alright, we're just going to counter this. I do not want to lose my Escanter. Pull from tomorrow or Teferi. I kind of just want a Teferi. Do I have enough mana? If I hit my land drop next turn, I can go Teferi plus Hour, which seems amazing. Which makes me almost just want to cycle the cast out too. Then we only have 1 left in our deck. But I think hitting my land drop here would be really good. Hitting an untapped land drop would be cool. Cool, we got that. we got there. Celine Foa, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate the support. Everyone, spread some hearts in chat to celebrate our new subscriber. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh my god. That's such a nice way to start the day. Let's just untap these. We can cycle our farmland. Scrybug doesn't exist. So we're informed. That is a 2-2. I think we can deal with a 2-2. Thank you so much, Celine. So we have disallow plus this up anyway, so I can just get my tap plan down. Oh, wait, no, I'm being stupid. I've got a Teferi activation happening. I can just like, take a spell. There we go. What? I mean, yes, I'm countering that. So obviously punished for not playing the untapped land because I forgot about the Teferi. That's fine. We're still in a great position in this cycle of this farmland. For sure, Celine. Also, hopefully that's how I'm meant to be pronouncing your username. But yeah, I totally agree. So let's activate a Scanter. Glimmer or Hour? Hour's really bad with Teferi in play. I guess I just take Glimmer. That's like another downside of Hour. Huh. I didn't think of that one. Once you have the Teferi in play, you just like never want to cast it. Aware I should probably be activating a Scanter before casting this. Kind of just like clicking. Celine short Selene Foa. Oh my god. Alright, just gonna activate this rather than cast Glimmer. Don't know which I'm meant to take. Yes, I just take the cast out and hope they don't have any more token makers. Next turn we get the Teferi ult, and then life gets easy. Awesome, opponent is off it. So what do we want here? Kind of want these whirlers, they just block forever. They don't seem terrible to me. So what is bad? I feel like Essence Scatter is just worse than the removal. What did I play round 1? We played Blue-White Control. We won game 1 against like all odds and then got murdered by History of Benalia 2 games in a row. And I got murdered by History Benalia 1 game, and then it was turn 2 search. We didn't have a Field of Ruin for. Thank you so much for the big host, Chris Botello. Welcome to everyone joining the stream. Playing some Standard. We're currently playing some Jeskai Control, which is pretty hype. Figuring out how to sideboard against Saplings at the moment. I think I want these Whirlers against them because they block all my opponent's tokens so well, which seems really exciting to me. So I need to take out like one more card to make room for these. Syncopates felt kind of good. That's just so we had answers to Sapling migration. Fungal Plots is scary. I think we're just gonna try and cast it out though. Yeah, we could take out one cast out. It's only really good against specifically Fungal Plots. So we still have 3 copies left. Could also just take out the commit too. I don't really love commit, but let's just try this. Just like make room for the Whirlers. This hand is kind of suspect. We're on the draw. We have Syncopate turn 2. And then if we draw like a red source in our top 3 cards, the hand is going to be really good. I think I keep this on the draw. The win condition is Teferi. Because Teferi's actually able to just like win the game on its own. Okay, this is kind of good. We now have Whirler at next turn. Oh, that sucks, Amy. Oh my god, get to counter the Fungal Plots. Obviously the Fungal Plots doesn't do much here, but we do want to stop it landing on board. Yeah, Teferi is so absurd, Selena. I'm hoping that pronunciation is better based on the pronunciation thing you posted. But I'm not the best at pronunciation in general. Alright, Whirler keeps these Saplings at bay forever, which is great. Just like having a 2-3 in play. Like, they get to pump their Saplings here and they still can't attack. We can just like make a token, I guess, and start swinging. Boop. Turn clock. Opponent's done. Cool. They cannot beat a 2-3. I'm into it. Awesome, Kendra. Have a good rest. We will try as hard as possible to kick some butt. Alright, Disallow's good. Disallow is one we'll keep. Mountain, go. I want to get this farmland in play, I think. It's like possible we end up wanting to cycle it, is the problem, but okay, yes, I could just pass, play Spire Bluff Canal and pass. And there's like a decent chance I get to play this next turn anyway. I don't know, it's probably not too relevant, one way or the other. Okay. Those are definitely some mountains. Okay, turn 3 Miss Land Drop Play Scrap Heap, a classic. I don't really want to spend a disallow on this, but I guess we've got the cast out in hand for a Planeswalker anyway. And just like keeping the board clear sounds reasonable. Sure. I'm just gonna cast this out. Feel like I'm spewing off these spells a tiny bit, but it's probably fine. Okay, that is a Chandra. Let's go ahead and cycle this and then counter the Chandra. Okay. That would be very good at answering a Chain Whirler if we left one in play. They're not playing any more threats though. Maybe they just have some disintegrations in hand. That'd be great for us if they just have removal, like disintegrations and magma sprays. Okay, Glimmer's great. Could just cast that now and like hit land drops. Not really many ways that could go badly for us. Like, I'm gonna bottom any lands I see, but if I draw lands off of it, I can play them. Hey there, doggo. How's the day so far? Day's going pretty well so far. Been casting some Teferis, so can't really complain. Oh, we have the Ether Hub as a blue source. We actually have Disallow up at the moment because of the Ether Hub. Or even like gaining energy off this Glimmer. So it's like fine to keep an untapped blue source on top, but I don't think you need to. Yep, exactly. We also just have an energy anyway, but... Resolving Teferis is one of my favourite pastimes. Yeah, that makes sense, Galberg. That makes sense. Opponent. I actually really need to head to the bathroom, so if we're going to be waiting a minute for our opponent to return, I'm going to go do that now. I'll be back in a minute. Cool. And I am back. Both of these seem great, right? Get some win conditions. We already have plenty of answers. There's a chance that we only actually need one of these two cards, but I think I'll keep both. Oh my gosh, God. Nosmax MTG, thank you so much for that subscription. I really appreciate the support. Everyone who has access to them, spread some hearts in chat to celebrate our new subscriber. That's so cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I also really appreciate this Teferi we're going to cast. I'll say that much. Yeah, I agree. Jace is like much more powerful in the abstract than Teferi, even if Teferi is busted. Thank you so much, Nosmax. So we're against black-red aggro. So I think we want these. We think we want an Abrade for sure, and another Magma Spray to like kill Scroungers. Could bring in Spyglass. It's good against their Planeswalkers. I mean, like contextually, like Teferi's better in Modern, Jace is better in Legacy. But I think in the abstract, Jace is just more powerful. Not that, like, talking about magic in the abstract is particularly meaningful. Oh my god, Galberg. I don't know if we want these Gear Hulks. I'm worried they might just, like, leave in some removal for fear of Lyra. In which case, blanking their removal sounds kind of appealing. Like, obviously this card's decent against their deck. It kills Planeswalkers, but I don't know. I don't know if we actually want to bring in Gearhulk. I guess they might just have a Braids in. That could hit either of these. Kinda tough. I almost want to take out the Scatters. We have like so much spot removal that deals with the creatures anyway. I think I'd rather, especially on the draw, rather lean on spot removal than Essence Scatters. Yeah, it's like, Magic's all context, right? It's all about what you're facing. I have to cut 2 more cards. I'm tempted to cut this pool from tomorrow. We can probably, like, just cut some card draw. We've still got the Glimmers. And then maybe cut the Commit. Yeah, I think I agree with cutting Commit. I just don't like this card. I'm surprised Commit's seeing much play. I really like the fact that Wafo Tapper has 0 commits in his blue-black list, I think. It leaves you like soft to Carnage Tyrant, but not many people are running Carnage Tyrant at the moment anyway because it's so bad against blue-white. I can show you that quickly, Rove. Just 1 second. Okay, you have like 5 seconds to take a screenshot once it's open. This is the list. And it is gone. Because I want to be back in the game. That sounds pretty decent. I have lots of answers. Can deal with a Planeswalker too. With the Spyglass. Ooh, or deal with that thing. That disgusting magic card. I'd love to get Search down. I think I just want to deal with this Bloodfast right this moment though. Also, like, see their hand, know what we're against. Yeah, I'm just naming Bloodfast here. None of these other things matter. If they had a Khan, I might reconsider, but probably not. This deck doesn't feel quite as able to fight Bloodfast as, at least as much as Blue-Black can anyway. Blue-Black just like shrugged off Bloodfast yesterday, it was kind of funny. What do I think of Esper? I think if you go full Esper, the mana's too bad. Because you just end up like double colours, you end up like disallow, contempt, fumigate. And your colours are everywhere. I think if you were to be blue-black splashing just to fairy, that's viable. But I don't think you can be blue-white playing contempt, because that's not really splashing, because it's a double colour card. So, like, blue-black splash to fairy is viable though, I think. I think that's a reasonable direction to go. Like with blue-red splash to fairy in this list, right? Or splash to fairy and cast out. So they played a mountain and a pier. Kinda want to go like cast, search, spray the pass the turn, potentially spray the pier. It's kind of upsetting if they land a Rekindling Phoenix, but I think I do want to get this in play. Just like start filtering our draws a bit. Yep, so they hit the land with the Phoenix. Teferi can tuck the Phoenix if need be though. This is resolving. I just really wish we had Settle the Wreckage in our deck. Not having Settle is so bad. I think this list just like isn't as good as blue-white because you don't have Settle. I guess I'm just taking this. Maybe I have to kill Pia, use the Abrade on the Chain Whirler, and then like hope to just find an answer to the Phoenix. I've got like Cast Outs, I've got Hour of Devastations. Yeah, exactly. Like, Settle just gets you out of so many scenarios you have no right getting out of. Such an absurd Magic card. Even when people know about it, it still just like wins games. Glimmer's a good one. Glimmer is going to help us smooth things out here, potentially. So they can cast a Chain Whirler here, but we can Abrade that later. Have been settled 6 times this league, can confirm is as absurd. Yep. Like, even when you know about Settle, it's still great. I don't know, like, there was definitely a point in time, this is going to sound really silly, but there was definitely a point in time when I thought Fumigate was better in Standard than Wrath of God would have been, and that point in time is not anymore, but there was a point in time where, like, it felt like the life game was actually, like, super meaningful. When there were like lots of like token strategies around and stuff. I can go just bottom both of these. Alright, cast out the Phoenix, Abrade the Heart. We're slipping further and further behind though. We'll not put Field in the yard because we need to hit land drops. It's not the ideal land, but it is fine. What am I doing here? I guess I'm casting out the Phoenix this turn. Like, imagine if we had Settle in our deck here, and had Settle Mana open, they'd just attack with like one creature at a time. I guess that's not true because they drew a Duress, but so I have to cast this out, and then I'm taking 8, 9. And they take our Braid. Oh my god. That story's great. You thought about Teferi plus a Braid, cycles the Teferi and gains 5 life. That seems valid. I can see that being better than the cast out. Like, killing the Heart or exiling the Phoenix are kind of the same, in that either of them stops 4 damage coming across this turn. I guess killing the Heart means we can draw into an Hour of Devastation to, like, get us out of the situation. Whereas exiling the Phoenix means Hour suddenly isn't as good a draw. That's actually kind of valid. I could see Teferi plus a Braid being better than what I did. That does not save us. Yeah, just have like no outs, right? 0 outs, cool. Alright, so am I changing anything? I think Whirlers still aren't good. They're just like so bad against Chain Whirler and Scrounger. I'm still unsure about Gearhulks. We saw no removal for Gearhulks that game. You think I think Virtuoso sounds horrendous. Laurie. Like, what does Virtuoso do? It doesn't block Chain Whirler. It doesn't really block Scrounger. The tokens get pinged down by Ballista and Chain Whirler. I don't need to make them immediately. What am I doing with them then? Pressures their walkers with 1/1s? I just don't think that's actually the case though. I don't think they meaningfully pressure like a 6 loyalty Khan. Yeah, I think Gearhulk might be decent, Laurie. I was kind of wondering that. I think Gearhulk, like, helps pressure walkers. Makes their ground creatures matter less. I was just, like, wondering what we take out for them. Almost want to take out Harness Lightning. It's like our worst removal spell. And maybe a... I think cast out's like kind of decent. It answers Planeswalkers. They have no answers to cast out. Answers Bloodfast. It answers Phoenix. If I'm bringing in Gearhulks, I can probably cut a win condition though. That seems fine. I could probably even cut 2 win conditions, but I think this seems decent. That's possible. Opponent could keep in Summer Braids now that they've seen Spyglass. That is true. I think Gearhulk's probably still good, but we will see. Alright. Hand has some Terminates and a counterspell, so we're gonna keep. At the moment we're 1-1, I think, Alban, in this league so far. The deck's felt like fine. I would say it feels a bit worse than blue-white to me. Ooh, Syncopate the Scrounger. This is kind of sad when we've got like mono removal, but it stops it recurring. I'm a bit worried that if we do this, we're just going to die to a Planeswalker, I guess. But I think I'm still going to do this. Like, the exile is pretty huge. Yeah, Settle is just so absurd, is my thinking. Like, I think you just really want to have Settle in your deck. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, Alex. Kill the black mana. Oh, we could do that. They don't run swamps, do they? Heh. Played around Doomfall by getting rid of our only counterspell. Clearly. Clearly just played around it. I mean, you say that, Alban, but there are plenty of times where people try to play around Settle and then lose because their opponent didn't have Settle, right? The value of Settle isn't just the card itself. It's isn't just having the card in your hand. It's like the fact the card exists in your deck warps your opponent's play patterns. Like, half the value of Settle is just that it warps games around it, even when you don't have it in hand. Am I spending 2 removal spells to kill this thing? I might be. Just, like, get rid of their clock. I can probably wait a turn and just take 4 damage. Like, see if I can find a cast out. I mean, there's a point at which you don't cast Settle for enough games that people just assume it's not actually in your deck, right? Like, you do need some number of Settles in your deck to force that level of respect from your opponent. Lots of lists don't have swamps, so I'm just gonna aggressively field here and land Spyglass, I think. Get another mountain. Sadness. Oh my god, that hand is so unbeatable. We need an Hour of Devastation stat. Like, it's just a bunch of random creatures. We shouldn't be losing to this, but I don't know how we ever beat it. I guess I'm naming Chandra with this. I could name Scrounger. I don't think I care about the recursion on Scrounger enough to name it off my Spyglass, though, instead of Chandra. But, like, so often we don't even have double white open is the problem. Integration. We could name Heart of Kiran. That's true. That's also a decent name. You'd name Heart or Chandra? Yeah, I think I'm naming Chandra. Also, like, we don't have stealaways against this nonsense. Rekindling Phoenix is not a card your control deck should lose to, but... Alright. So if you go to 16... Hour of Devastation, one time. I can't really get rid of that, is the problem. We used Syncopate on turn 2, Larry. I agree that I probably should have used Field earlier, but I don't think it would really make much of a difference. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep this and just get rid of the Phoenix. And then hope to draw into an Hour of Devastation. Have a nice swim, Alex. Like, we take this, we get hit for 6, they cast another Phoenix, and they have lethal on board. So we... Like, if we don't find an Hour of Devastation, we're going to lose the game? What, does Hour of Devastation answer the Phoenix? This is my one question. I can't actually remember the wording on the card. So if it doesn't, we're probably just losing regardless. Oh, the card search thing's not working. Hour of Devastation. I'm checking the wording on it. MTG. There we go. Does it answer the Phoenix? I cannot actually remember. Oh, they just lose Indestructible, so the Phoenix still returns. So we just actually can't beat these things. Because we're not playing like Seal Aways and good cards. Oh my god. This is so tilting. That is also true, George. That is an accurate statement. Oh yeah, they can abrade their Phoenix. That is a thing they could have done, yes. Luckily they did not, but that is a thing they could have done. Can like kill the pier, kill the scrap heap. Then they have a braid up for this Phoenix to protect it. We have to kill the PX because it can pump their things, so I guess that's just happening. Yeah, we can kill Phoenix in combat and hope to rip Hour of Devastation. And then we go to 5 this turn. Next turn, they'd attack us for free with the Scrounger. I guess that's probably what we're doing though, right? Just hitting the Phoenix and hoping to hit Hour. I mean, we now can no longer find Hour, but yes, I'm going to activate the Iscanter. Gearhulk would be okay, that's true. We can abrade this and we only take 4 next turn. Yeah, opponent has a braid. So Gearhulk's not actually okay. So I suspect we have 0 outs to this, because they're gonna hit us to 1. Gearhulk doesn't save us. Hour of Devastation doesn't save us. Like I have no outs, right? I should just scoop Magma Spray into Magma Spray. Yeah. That sucks. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Laurie, I'm completely off this list. I don't think this can be justified over blue-white control. I think this is just much worse than blue-white control. Like, I think having your control deck lose to, like, Rekindling Phoenixes isn't justifiable. I kind of want to play out the league, just because I don't want to, like, burn my value, but I also want to do, like, more testing with better decks. I'm kind of, like, torn. Yeah, I think Settle is just so good. Settle the Wreckage is just absurd. Yeah, I think you're right, George. Should just, like, test actual decks.